Hey everyone, in this video we're going to colorise this sketch of mine. The sketch, or the drawing, is called Robot Picking Mushrooms. I've not used Krita for a long time, so I'm sort of going to be learning on as we go along as well. But yeah, anyway, let's get started. So what I'm going to do first is just adjust the levels slightly. Just want to make the blacks a bit blacker, but not totally black. Yeah, okay, something like that. And I'm going to duplicate this layer. Because what I want to do is have the background dark, so change the nature of the drawing. Yeah, I'm going to hit Control I to invert. So yeah, I want this inverted version of the drawing in the background and the robot as it should be. So I'm going to add a... which way around should I do it? Yeah. I'm going to have this in the front. Like I say, been a long time since I've used Krita. Add transparency. Okay. So now, yeah, I've got the airbrush tool selected because I do want the soft outline. When I was experimenting before, let me. Holding shift down to yeah, what I'm trying to do is make it so that the dark background sort of merges with the light of the foreground robot. There's a threshold, like if I delete too much, yeah, we get this white line. So I don't want that. So I'm just going to hit X. So yeah, just trying to make it so that it feels like the same. Okay, probably going to speed this up in the edit. Because it's a drawing, like a very rough pencil drawing. I'm not trying to go for crisp, sharp outlines. Zoomed in too close. Gets a little faster if you zoom. Less accurate, but it's fine. Nice curve of the glass and on the face of the room. Okay. Just got to select a harder brush. Now that I've worked my way around the outlines. Okay, so hitting 2 on my keyboard to fit my image to the screen. We've now got the robot and the mushrooms separated from the background. So what I'm going to do now, select both of these layers, hit Control G to make a group. I'm going to double click on that and rename it rename the group Pencil Work. And I'm going to set the blending mode for the whole group to multiply. Okay, under that, make a paint layer. I'm going to use Control Page Down to move it underneath. Yeah, now anything I paint on this layer is going to be underneath the pencil work. But to help me, give me a clipping mask. I am going to. Okay, I need to clean this up, I think. Yeah, it's not so bad. This little button down here shows you your selection, or anything that is unselected is in red. Okay. Everything, yeah, okay. Doesn't really matter what colour. So just filling in the selection. So that is now going to be the clipping mask for everything in the group here. Just call that clipping mask. I'm just going to save out. Always good to save out, just in case your pet emu doesn't listen to you when you say don't kick the power cable out of my PC. You big bird. Oh, don't want PNG. That's the problem with oh yeah, that was the right dialog box. That is the problem with not using Krita for a long time. I want to save a KRA file, Krita document, which is the equivalent of a Photoshop PSD file. Okay. Control Shift A to deselect. So yeah, generally I want to, what was dark smoke in the original drawing, I want to, now I've inverted it, I want that to be sort of like green spores or gaseous sort of spores. We'll see how we go. But now I've got this clipping mask. Let me try and remember. I'm going to hit insert, make a new paint layer. Group that. Okay. Now, yes, whatever I paint on this should be clipped out. Beautiful. Just going to separate some bits out. Oh damn. It's only when you zoom in you see these things. So what can I do there? Erase. I'm erasing this part of the clipping mask. Okay. I don't know what consequences that will have later on. We'll find out. You live and learn. Adapt along the way. Happy with that? That'll do for now, because I want to make these mushrooms look luminous eventually. But that's fine as a base colour. I'm going to hit insert again. Click this inherit alpha toggle, so it's clipped by this clipping mask. Call this robot. Some colour to metal parts. Well, I'm just going to let the pencil drawing guide me on potential shading. And using the airbrush, shrinking the brush when I need to be more precise. If you can hear two sets of breathing, I have my daughter's dog sat on my lap. Not as bad as it sounds, because she's a chihuahua, a very small chihuahua. Okay, being quite rough. I can tighten that up later. Another bit of clipping nonsense. Mistaken the clipping layer. Tear that fabric of space and time. Back to the robot layer. Trying to learn to paint zoomed out like you would in real life. We'll do a lot more work in this glass area. But yeah, just getting some values down. That's too much. I wanted to desaturate the secondary details in the robot. I think I've gone too far. Control. It's a bit better. It's still got a bit of a blue cyan in there. Put it in here. I think I do. Switch to the airbrush. Now, while I've got the airbrush selected, it's weighted. I actually like that colour on the mushrooms. Okay, gonna go back to the robot. Let's see. Control Alt will pick, is a colour picker, but it will only pick from the actual layer, so it ignores all the other layers. So it's a good way of controlling stuff. Did that save? Yeah. Okay, what I want to do now is work on the background a bit, so I need the background to be more developed. Christ, that's ugly. Forgot to name that layer group. So what I'm going to do, control click on this clipping mask to get the selection back. Invert the selection. Oh, control shift I. It is the same as in Photoshop. Ooh. Ah, interesting. Control square brackets rotates the image. I did not know that. Whereas I wanted to do control page down just to move the layer. Yeah, live and learn. Okay. Right, just gonna choose a really obvious horrible colour like Death Magenta. That's probably an easier way to do that, but let's call that clipping mask. So insert, get another layer, select these two, make a group. Before I go too far, call this background. And just to be organised, let's call this foreground colour. Okay. So hit the preserve inherit alpha, so inherit the transparency situation of the clipping of the layer underneath. Yeah, do I even need to see that? I think I can turn it off, can't I? Oh, what do I need? No, I do need it on. That's weird. Okay. Just trying to find a nice general colour for the background. Yeah, that'll do for now. Control Shift A to deselect, because I don't need that anyway. General background, I'll call this. I'm going to go to my airbrush. Just going to bring this area up. I'm going to go back to the mushrooms. Okay, what do you want to do here? Yeah, I think I want a nice, bright, glow in the dark colour. Why don't we go crazy and then bring it back? We're going to add a glow effect after anyway and stuff. Yeah. Control Alt. Let's pick this colour from there. Ah. Trying to give everything a cool outline. Cool as in tone, not looks cool. Okay, in my mind's eye, the mushrooms look better. Not sure. That's the thing, being an artist. Sometimes you can't. What you see in your mind, you find it difficult to get down in the real world. Yeah, okay, we'll come back to that. Let's go back to the old robot. Let's desaturate this colour. Let's start getting more detailed with the colour. That's way too big. Bit of that back in. No, not good. Smartwatch telling me it's time to exercise, or get up at least and move around. But no, I want to finish this. Yeah, there's a lot of unsightly fringing where the whole inverting the background. Okay, yeah, we're just trying to tighten up the edges. Oh, I was never happy with this hand when I drew it. Again, just tightening up the edges. Trying to salvage the situation. And in a few moments you're going to hear me say, well, it was only a rough drawing anyway. And I'll use that to justify the rough edges. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we got a lot of fixing to do on another layer. That's all fine. All part of the learning process. Whoop. Way too small. But am I enjoying using Krita? Yes. Very nice. Softly in here. I'm actually left-handed, so I'm using the stylus on my tablet with the left hand. But I've got my right hand over the keyboard, and Krita's quite good because I can change the brush size by holding down the right shift key on my keyboard. I can use my space bar to pan around. And if I was drawing, I can hit the M key to mirror everything, like they do in those if you're painting from scratch, hitting the M key is good to see what compositional mistakes you're making. But in this case, I don't want to do that. I'll be getting like, no. Tightening up the graphics on level 3. Boomer joke, sorry. Even though I'm Gen X, I think I'm Gen X. Hard to keep up. Why is that even working? Oh, it's the same clipping layer, isn't it? Yeah, let's put it on the mushrooms. Okay, we're making progress, I think. I think I want a bit more. I think I want more of a strong. I'm doing a lot of shading in the color layer, which strictly speaking isn't really the best place to do it. I'm gonna in a little while make dedicated layers for the highlights and the shadows. May not even need the shadows, we'll see. Let's see how far we can take it, moving, putting highlight type marks in the colour layer. Rules are there to be broken after all. No, this robot is metallic, so we're going for a chrome effect in certain places. So, reflections in your colour part is probably quite valid, I think. So I'm telling myself. I really hate this hand. I'm going to put it down to experience. Could redraw everything, but yeah, sometimes you've just got to learn your lesson, finish up, and move on to the next project. Okay, I think I'm going to think about this. I've got background colour. I think I'm going to make another background colour layer. Do I want that on top? Yeah, I actually want that above. This is going to be background opaque. I'm going to call it that because this is where I'm just going to make my destructive corrections, because I don't really want this sort of lightning under here. It's going to have to be above, isn't it? Winging it at the moment. Okay, that sort of gives me a blank canvas to transfer it to most of that. Painted myself in a corner, pardon the pun. That doesn't really make sense. So, a bit more section. So the problem I have is these mushrooms are meant to be glowing, which I'm trying to represent on the floor. It's a good brush. I like this brush. Just hitting Control to pick colours. So though it's not really a blendy brush. The technical term for what I'm doing here is scrambling about, trying to save the image. Hit the mushroom in the room. Let's make these mushrooms glow, so it makes sense. Full bodge mode. Not gonna lie, if I wasn't recording this, I would have started again. But let's see where we go. I guess this layer is now my highlight layer. As you can see, it looks well ropey close up, but most people won't be looking at it close up. That's the hope and the theory. a lot of glow on edges. I think we sort of saved that, possibly. What's this leg going to be? I want to vignette out all my mistakes with a dodgy hand and this leg. This foot is way too light. So yeah, just setting that back a bit. Do that. simulating someone in the distance, well, another light source in the distance. Of course that means picking out this dodgy hand. Like I say, still getting used to the old Krita. Let's stick to the airbrush. Okay, yeah. More saving going on. When in doubt, add more light sources, I guess. Too much. Okay, let's have a look. Not happy with the top of the head there. Let me go back here. Bit of housekeeping. Highlight green, highlight blue, because I'm going to make a new layer. And pure white, let's go for that. I want pure white. What next? I think I like that. So I'm gonna yeah, why am I changing the opacity when I can change the opacity of the layer? Terrible. Okay, you're doing something. Trying to be all hardcore by doing that. Blending mode. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up there because yeah, you reach a point where you could just carry on working and working and working. Okay, rewind. I know I said I was finished, but then I was looking at the image outside of Krita, just in my image browser, and I think it needs a bit more detail in this area. This is just like pitch black. So what I'm going to do is go for a sort of deep blue. Big airbrush energy. Yeah, let's go for it. What I also want to do is sort of suggest big trees in the background. What I want to do is just save so that if I don't like it, I can go back. Just yeah, that'll do. Okay, I'm really calling that done now. Honest. Alright, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye.